Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I haven't seen anything from the Dark Defender for a while, but he put this out. We welcome March, a month full of energy. XRP is in the monthly time frame with exponential moving averages. EMA gives us a message. None of the targets changed. Initial targets, 54 cents, $1.42. That would be a fun March, wouldn't it? Have a great day ahead. Now, check this out. This XRP Las Vegas thing, and by the way, this is was put together by Brad Combs, Digital Perspectives. I'm not in any way involved in it other than that I might go. But he apparently has started to get some pretty high-profile people. XRP Las Vegas, he just got the CEO of Poly signed, and then Uphold's chief revenue officer. He's got the COO of Link2. He's got Eleanor Terrett from Fox Business. He's got John Deaton, and Jeremy Hogan's going to be doing it virtually. So this is just, I mean, that's a pretty killer foundation of people. But that's not all he's got. He's got, if you look down here, he's got Quincy Jones. He's got, I'm just naming the ones that are with companies that you would know. He's got the wrong name there. Chief Product Officer of Sologenics going to be there. This is actually crypto tax. I'm drawing a blank on his name. But anyway, Daniel Keller from Casino Coin, Jason Cousins from Glint. He's got this guy, Jaskaran Cambo, which I'm sure I said his name wrong, Spin the Bits. Clinton Donnelly is what I was trying to say a second ago. All right. And then, of course, those guys, Nick Burafedo, who's Mr. B. And then this guy's from Flair Naming Service. And then, of course, he's got some of the influencers, Linda Jones, Molly Elmore. So this thing is starting to, and look, I think the goal here, look, what Bitcoin Miami, I've been there several times. It's a freaking joke compared to what this already looks like. I mean, this is remember, proof of work doesn't work, okay? Now, I laugh when I bring this up. I brought up that Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderati, who needs Bitcoin Miami when you have XRP Las Vegas? Ripple's had a presence at Miami, and this is the perfect conference to illustrate exactly what Ripple's been saying, which is that Ripple is just one member of the XRP community. And so what better opportunity for these guys to have just show up? They didn't put it together. It's perfect. It's a perfect opportunity for them. And so I said, we don't need more cowbell. We need more cool guy. This is one of my favorite cool guy videos ever.
Brad, are you there? Brad Garlinghouse, we expect to see you at the XRP Las Vegas event. We're going to have Kygo playing. We're going to have the Kansas Jayhawks on the TV. Gary's not invited. Grace us with your presence.
Yeah, Gary's not invited. And Brad, just for fun, I'll even take the bet against your Kansas Jayhawks if they're playing, just to have fun with it. I think Kansas is a pretty darn good team. Now, check this out. Does my 10-year-old need to come out of retirement and draw you a picture? Remember when Cowen bought a $25 million stake in PolySign? And before I show you this, I want to show you this. Remember this little clip that we played over the last week? This is Jack McDonald from PolySign. Watch this.
Business is going forward. Skipping ahead, we're all investors, and part of investing is exiting. And I do think about that. My job as a CEO is to grow a business that will ultimately result in an exit of some sort. That can take many shapes and sizes, but one of the strategic thesis that we had in acquiring the MG Stover business is it makes it more attractive ultimately on the exit because it mirrors this business model that the traditional asset servicing firms have, and could be a tuck-in acquisition for one of those types of banks, down the road when we're ready to get to that point.
Oh, really? Well, Cowen invested in PolySign, $25 million stake, and now Cowen's thrilled to join TD Securities family. Watch this.
We are thrilled.
TD looks like one of those companies that might be able to do a tuck-in acquisition.
Celebrate this tremendous milestone as we welcome Cowen to the TD Securities team. The combination of incredible talent and similar beliefs coming together make us a formidable partner with a much larger scale.
We could not be more excited to take this next step on our journey. We are better positioned to leverage our unique strengths as an organization and a platform in even more meaningful ways to truly cement our partnership in the months and years ahead.
Wow. Okay, by the way, just as an aside, I'm almost positive that Gary Gensler's brother is at TD, what is now TD Cowen. Put that in the All the World's a Stage file. Now, this is a cool clip from Riz.Gensler Resign on Gary Gensler Resign on CBDCs. Listen to this.
Than it looks. And that means you've got to build a global network, which we have with RippleNet, which is now in 70 plus countries, with partners on the network that are world-class partners that we've spent a long time vetting, making sure from a KYC and AML standpoint, they are world-class before they even participate in the network. You can't go put together a 70 country network with hundreds of participants on it overnight. And so, yes, there are lots of great innovations across single corridors or within certain regions, and that's going to continue to happen. We offer a holistic global solution, which is using kind of latest technology from a blockchain and messaging standpoint, and now increasingly the use of digital assets as the bridge currency between countries. And so we just need to keep running hard and keep adding great people. And, you know, in an industry where not everybody's going to survive or make it, given some of these capital constraints, we firmly believe that we're one of those that survive, are successful, and a leader in what we're trying to do. But it has not happened overnight. We're a 10-year-old company.
Well, you have some very interesting partners here. The Bank of England mentioned Ripple in its CBDC consultation paper. I believe it's the Central Bank of Uruguay declared Ripple as their money transfer company. You signed an MOU, as you said, with the Kingdom of Bhutan. How do you think 2022 is going to shape up what we're going to see from you, from these central banks in 2023? What is everyone working towards?
We have to make sure that through all this noise that we're focused on where the opportunities are. And I do think we did a great job of keeping our nose to the growth grindstone and build grindstone in 2022. What that resulted in was a lot of these conversations that are happening, and you mentioned around the world. And it is an interesting collection. Back to my point, these are not all in the same regions. They're not all the same size. They're not all the same, place on the curve. But I think you'll see more of those emerge as people get an understanding of the technology of what we offer, and more MOUs are signed, and maybe more focus from the industry on going after this. So we're encouraged for 2020.
All right, so there's that. And then this was from financial services. There's a fight here, folks. These CBDCs, like any technology, good, it can be used for good or for evil. I've said that. I will not be for the evil part of this. And Tom Emmer and some of these guys from Congress have been saying that the Biden administration wants to go down the evil, the Augustin Carstens. Let's just show you his video. Now, in this video, he's not talking about it, but there are videos where he is specifically talking about how he loves it from the control standpoint. We do not want that in the United States or anywhere else for that matter. The Chinese model, the control mechanism to try to control everything you do, what you spend, where you spend it, how you spend it. Not interested in that. But here he's talking about the unified ledger.
This is where the unified ledger comes in. CBDCs and tokenized deposits would appear in separate partitions of the unified ledger. Because they share a common ledger, they can be brought together and used in an efficient way through smart contracts. This would facilitate inclusion and lower transaction costs. Other partitions of the ledger could be used for other assets. The novel functionalities arising from this design can enable money to work more efficiently. It takes me to my next point. When combined with programmability and composability, the additional functionality could open a whole new range of services that impact our daily lives. One example is by enabling micropayments that are currently not economical, such as tips to the providers of social media content or direct payments between Internet of Things devices.
All right, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I just wanted to show you what he's talking about. Now, this is interesting. I think Gary Gensler, this is something that's not talked about enough, is there a mutiny at the SEC? Because that's what it sounds like when you start seeing some of this stuff. Watch this. The first thing is you got this article. Remember the other day when Stuart Alderati, we went over his tweet where he was pointing out that Gary Gensler, since he's already made a statement in that New York Magazine article that everything except Bitcoin's a security, now he legally has to recuse himself from voting on any enforcement actions that cover that issue. Well, here it is. This is from Blockworks. New Gensler's spicy New York Mag interview could get him kicked off crypto cases if Ripple gets its way. And then this is the article. What a great, this is thumbnail big time. Impermissibly tainted. Gensler's own words could bar him from crypto securities actions. Wouldn't that be hilarious? By the way, check this out, what John Deaton wrote in a response to one of Eleanor Terrett's tweets. I've been talking to a couple of companies in active litigation with the SEC. SEC staff lawyers do not want to litigate all these cases. Many disagree with Gary Gensler's approach, and resources are limited and extended. Charles Gasparino and Eleanor Terrett's reporting on this is 100% right. So Gary might have a mutiny at the SEC on his hands. Not just that, he's got Democrats turning on him too, which is his party. Check this out. I like this reply too. Gary has opened a can of worms, and it would make sense to clear the decks a little by reaching a satisfactory settlement with Ripple that allows him to continue attacking the rest. For poetic justice, I think the Ides of March would be fitting, but I'd take the 31st. Ides of March. Wouldn't that be something? The settlement. Ides of March. I don't even remember when the Ides of March is. I don't remember what date that is. That's from isn't it from a Shakespeare play or whatever? All right. Then Wheezy says this. Coinbase all of a sudden wants crypto policy, and they're all concerned about it. He says, where was this when 75,000 XRP holders were standing alone, taking on the corrupt regulators? Instead of joining, you enabled them by bending over for them and delisting XRP. While you think you're doing something, the XRP army is fighting the real fight. Exactly. Well, little reminder, I think all the Bitcoin, Ethereum maxis thought they were in the clear from the Hinman Free Pass speech. Remember, Brian Armstrong had .eth in his name until a short time ago. None of them thought that they had to fight, but now they care about the entire industry, supposedly. And that is the fact, Jack. That's where we're at. Okay? Now, Uphold has a great tweet. Relist XRP? XRP is listed and available now on Uphold. So apparently, Relist XRP is trending on Twitter. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that if Brad Garlinghouse comes to XRP Las Vegas, I'm going to place a bet against his Kansas Jayhawks for that time period. Wait a minute. I think basketball's over by then. We might have to bet on Kansas Jayhawks something else. I was just thinking the conference is in May. March Madness is in March, of course. So anyway, basketball season will be over by then. Anyway, we can come up with something.